Well, hello. So thank you for coming today and participating in my research. So we're going to focus on small businesses and startups. And with startups, I'm also thinking about people who are about to launch a business. So it covers a wide range and they may have different needs, and you probably can tell me more about that. But first, before I show you some of my ideas for my business, which is what we're going to talk about today, is some very rough business ideas of where I want to take my business and get your feedback on. I just wanted to explain a little bit about how this normally works. So this is a private and confidential. Obviously, we have agreed to record this and to share it, but please trust that when I use the insights in the future, I'm not going to say, oh, this is what it said. I'm going to do the aggregated as result, and the insights will come out from a number of interviews that I am doing over the next couple of weeks. In terms of what we're looking for today, it's about 45 minutes, 40 minutes. I'll try and keep it fast because I've actually got a lot of questions. But the ideal way this works is that I'll ask you a question and I just want your intuitive, immediate response. I don't want you to think too hard about it. I may ask you sometimes a little bit more about what your thinking was, and this is just for me to get more constructive feedback and understand the why. I usually find that the really golden nugget of insights are in the why questions, and this is where we really get deep and get an insight into how businesses are thinking and what their needs are. So I'll start with that, and first we're going to talk more generally around you and your business and your values, and then we'll move on to showing you some of my ideas and just getting your feedback. And again, there's no right and wrong here. This is what you think and feel, and I completely appreciate that I'm actually asking you to give me direct feedback on my business, which can be uncomfortable for some. But I want you to be as honest as possible. I don't want you to sweet talk me or in any way feel bad in terms of not liking something. I just want your honest response. And it's okay for you not to like it. Some people love anchovies, some people don't. That's completely okay. As long as I can understand why there's something that doesn't work for you, then I can learn from it. All good with that?
Kristine and everyone, thank you. I'm looking forward to it. Real and raw.
Well, so am I. So thank you very much for participating. So first of all, I just wanted, obviously I know your name. By the way, I'm taking a bit notes. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm trying to take notes at the same time because it helps me afterwards rather than have to go through all the recordings.
And are you using a real, did I say a real pen there? Is that a real pen?
Yeah.
Wow, that uses something called ink, doesn't it? And that's paper made from a tree.
I know,
yeah, gotcha.
I know. It's completely politically incorrect. But I find the All Star still works really well for me.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm as old school as you, so I'm with you there, Kristine. I'm totally kidding. I'm very
Maybe it's an age thing. I don't know. Anyway, so if you can just tell me a little bit about your business in terms of what you do, and have you got any employees or people you contract to work with you? So I just get a sense of the size and how long you've been in business for as well.
Hey, gotcha. Oh, thanks, Kristine. So I've been in business for about 10 years. My wife, Lassie, and I both work in the business.
Yeah.
And we hire contractors here and there based on what we're doing and given projects, events, and that type of thing.
Yeah.
And it's a global mentoring and coaching business, and we help people around the world become master persuaders and influencers. We do a lot of personal mentoring, online courses, workshops, and also run a lot of webinars and meetups and that type of thing.
Fantastic. Thank you. And what would you describe your target markets as? Do you have more than one target market?
We do, depending on what we do. So we've got basically 3 target markets. So one is entrepreneurs, which are global entrepreneurs, which don't correspond, and we've done a lot of research on this ourselves. They're not a certain age or gender or skin color or sexuality or religion. They're just entrepreneurs globally that may or may not be working for themselves, and they just want to become master persuaders and influencers. They're usually very ambitious and kind people. And every time we've tried to put them into a box, we realize there is no such box. It's more of an attitude or a type of person.
Yeah. So what is their key attitude they have in common?
Yeah, of all our clients, they sort of have 3 traits in common. They're very kind, servant leader type of people.
Yeah.
Much like you and me, like you and me. They're quite ambitious.
Yeah.
And they're willing to take some risks and put themselves out there. They're the 3 traits that kind of bring our clients together.
Yeah, fantastic. And you said you had 3 target markets. One was entrepreneurs. What are the 2 others?
Yeah, the other target market is also corporate, which kind of overlaps, but, sort of post-corona, I might very well get invited to like run a conference, speak at events, or run a workshop for a corporate team.
Yeah.
And even though they'll find me through LinkedIn in the same way, as it technically is a different market.
Yep.
And the third target market is also speakers bureaus. So, for example, post-corona, looking at going to Vegas and doing a lot of cool stuff. So also the American speakers market, who's our third target market.
Okay. So this is the speakers markets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And when you say target market, speakers market, these are the people who organize the speaking events.
Exactly. So Corona nearly delayed it. However, for quite a while, I've been looking at going to America and speaking there as a handsome Aussie to the American audiences.
Fantastic.
They pay US dollars. So, yeah.
Wonderful. We need that now. So I think you've already talked to me a little bit about this already, but tell me your motivation for starting your business.
Several motivations. Firstly, I wanted to be successful in my own right. I've always had that sort of urge. And the second motivation was I've always enjoyed coaching and I've always been really good at it. Like when I was in the military and also corporate, I'd always be training people, looking after people. So wherever I went, I'd always be I could work in a supermarket and within a month I'd be a supervisor. Like Eddie, I was in those days, Eddie, train such and such. I won't pay you any extra, but go train them. So, and I was good at it. So it sort of naturally evolved over time.
And I can see a smile on your face as you talk about this particular point. So tell me the emotional payoff you get from training people, please.
Yeah, well, I'm servant leader. I've always enjoyed helping people and educating people. It makes them feel good. It makes me feel good.
And it doesn't make you feel good.
Just in terms of, it probably makes me feel confident what I'm doing, because if I'm teaching someone or running a team, it means I know what I'm doing. So it's probably that a little bit of narcissistic self-validation there, because wow, people listening to me, that therefore means I'm correct and I'm really awesome. You know,
so there's also something about being seen and heard.
Yes, totally.
That you enjoy.
Yes, I enjoy being up on stage. I enjoy being, I won't say the center of attention in terms of look at me, but more the center of attention supporting everyone. Yeah,
so you get something out of supporting people as well. How does it make you feel when you're able to support someone else?
That feels really good. It when a client has a massive win and they tell me that, it feels good, and it not only looks good but also feels good. Like, good, we're doing a great job and they're winning. So we like it when our clients win. It's what we want.
Yes, absolutely. Have your motivation for your business changed over the 10 years?
The core motivation's identical in terms of wanting to be successful and help people succeed. However, the business has changed. I've probably had about 2 or 3 really big changes in the business, where I have times where I'd make a lot of money and things stop working out and they crash, and then I rebuild the business in a totally different direction.
So this is actually something I've heard in previous interviews I've been conducting this week, which is that other business owners told me that they have these times in their business where they actually have to relook at the opportunity. Would you say that's right? That the opportunity changes as you first see it, and then you have to revise it?
Yeah, or the market changes as well. So, for example, our last one for a while, our big pivot that we made in our business was at the start of last year. To move on from so I used to be more of a marketing mentor, consultant, and coach. And our big move last year was to go into LinkedIn and become an influencer and marketing coach, which was quite a big change, right? Some things are identical, but the actual value proposition of what we do is now quite different.
Okay, so what's your value proposition now?
Yeah, the value proposition is helping people become master persuaders and influencers. So business comes to them. Whereas before that, I was more of a marketing consultant / business coach. You can kind of peg me in.
Okay.
But now I'm actually considering a slight tweak to my title. So right now it says marketing mentor and master coach. I'm probably more of an influencer coach now. So I'm even thinking, it might be time for a title change.
Okay.
That's what people are calling me. No one's calling me a marketer coach anymore. They're calling me an influencer coach.
Okay, so you've heard this from actually your target market have told you, fed back to you how they see you.
Yeah, well, a very brilliant Danish woman by the name of Kristine Bell, right, once a few years ago you taught me the importance of listening to what your customers say. And what was interesting, and just I don't want to derail this too much, but it's a quick point on that for the sake of the audience. I remember that when I went to LinkedIn at the start of not this year but last year, I never ever said I was an influencer. I waited till people called me an influencer.
Yes.
So I didn't just wake up one day and say I'm an influencer. After about 6 months of LinkedIn, everyone started calling me an influencer. So I'm kind of like what you say. I'm not making these words up. This is what I hear every day. That's influencing my thinking based on what you taught me.
Wonderful. Okay, so what are your long-term goals in your business?
Long-term goals, I'll give a 5-year time frame, for example. The next 5-year time frame is really continue the global growth, really build a massive global community. And also part of what I want to do is I want to do a lot more speaking work in the US. So the US has always been on my radar. And so part of the reason why I'm building my LinkedIn platform as well is to really help with the US opportunities as well. So I've always been drawn to doing that in the United States. And now for a while, no one would talk to me. Now all speakers bureaus are approaching me because of my LinkedIn success. So now I got something to, I've got the honey to attract the bees.
Wonderful. And do you expect the target market to be slightly different in America than they are in Australia?
Well, I originally thought yes, but now I'm not too sure because I've already got a lot of clients in America. So about a third of our clients are from the United States, about a third of our clients. And I don't know, they're just identical to someone down the road. So whether I'm talking to, Chris in Florida is no different to talking to, Kristine in Randwick.
Fair enough. Yes.
So I'm finding, I thought, oh my God, just identical. Like just the conversations it's just identical. There's just no difference. So I'm like, okay, this is just the same deal. Which is good. And I'm finding that the more I understand the United States and the UK, the UK, the US and the Australian market, from my point of view at least, they're pretty much identical.
Fantastic. So what are your core beliefs and attitudes that drives you in your business? And that could be both positive beliefs, but it could also be that you've had some beliefs that might have been hindering you at some point in your business.
I suppose I'll give you the negative first I was actually talking about that. So I've been through a lot of ups and downs in my life, and and I was at an extended period of homelessness just over a decade ago as a homeless veteran, and that roughed me up and impacted me in a mixture of more positive but also some negative ways. So it wasn't just the homeless experience, but I used to always think, I don't think this anymore, but I used to think this a lot. I used to think I'm not worthy and I've got to always prove myself. Got to prove myself and all this. So part of that negativity does still exist within me, but it also drives me. It's sort of like, I always feel like I need to prove myself. It honestly comes from a bit of a negative experience.
But you turned it into more of a positive is what I'm hearing now?
So I kind of realized it's a whole dancing with your shadow thing, right? It's sort of like, there's no way I can extinguish that feeling. It's not going to happen. Right? It never will, right? However, I use that negative feeling to drive a positive outcome. So, but it's probably just being honest with you and the audience is that negativity of feeling like I'm not worthy is what's driving me. Not completely, but it's always been there in the background.
I get it. I hear it, and I've heard it before in my interviews. So it's actually turning out to be quite one of the big insights, probably, that I can relate to myself. Okay, so are there any other beliefs and attitudes that are driving you in business? You started,
the positive ones. That's probably the main negative one. And it's just pretty much it. The positive ones is wanting to be successful. My family and myself being successful, and also wanting to experience more of the world. So I've spent a lot, not lately, but I've spent a lot of my life quite impoverished, right? Not all of it. I've had some ups and downs, but I've had a lot of my life quite impoverished. So for me, traveling with my family, experiencing the world is something I really want to do as well.
Wonderful. So when you define successful, what do you mean? What does success mean to you?
Success to me means like a holistic average of success. So, successful family, being fit and healthy, good relationships. I'm successful within the community and politics. And also as well, from a faith point of view, I'm also successful as a Christian. I feel successful as a Christian.
Wonderful.
Well.
And what does it mean in business to be successful? Is it purely money or?
Oh, partly, I think. Oh, well, obviously money, because unless your business is sustainable and profitable, you're a failure, regardless of what kind of tweets you put on Twitter saying how much virtue signaling you're doing, right? So the number one thing is your business is profitable and sustainable. Okay, and I've had times in to be honest with you in the audience, I've had times in my business where I've made a lot of money, but it's not been sustainable.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've made a lot of money. Yeah, whereas for me, my take is now, I've made a lot of money, but not in a sustainable manner historically, where for me now, it's making money. So sustainability and profitability are the two metric things.
Fantastic.
And emotionally is more, that's the money side, which is obviously the key. The secondary side of it, the emotional side is, giving back, win-win relationships, happy customers and happy partners.
Yeah, wonderful. And in terms of what I've learned over my 20 years experience is that values really do drive who we work with and how we come across in our marketing and in our personal branding. And we obviously have more than two values, but what would you say are your two most important values in terms of that drives you in your life, but also in your business?
Probably giving back and success. So, A, I'm giving back to the community, but B, I'm succeeding at the same time.
Perfect. Excellent. And do you share those values with your customers?
I kind of do, actually. I don't voluntarily say, by the way, I don't give them a PDF of my values. I tell them all the time. People ask me straight out, what drives you?
Yeah.
Oh, this and this. So,
Fantastic.
Quite open with it. I got no problem with it.
Wonderful. So thinking about your business right now, what are your key priorities or challenges that you're facing?
Yeah, just being honest, the biggest challenge we've had in our business was that a good chunk of our revenue was face-to-face workshops that we run in Sydney. And that just got taken out. So there's sort of three parts to our business. One is the online, which is going really well, right? So our online's taking off globally. That's A+ effort. We have the face-to-face workshops, and I have the corporate speaking sort of work. What happened to me was the online is doing that, but just the cash flow gap that we had, because the workshops and the corporate speaking it just stopped like a flying brick, right? It just crashed. We're okay now, but just that first 1 month of Corona, just that huge negative jolt to our cash flow. It's fine now. We're back on track now, but taking that immediate cash flow hit was a nightmare. Well, now for us, it's really good because, again, our online revenue has really gone up beautifully. And I know the workshops and the corporate speaking will be back soon, the way it's looking.
We'll come back, So you're feeling quite positive now about business?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So very positive, because our online, we're winning big time. And that's the main reason. As long to be honest, even if I have cash flow shortages in the short term, as long as the online is growing, I don't care, because that means I win the battle, right? I might lose a few battles, but I'll win the war, so to speak. Whereas for me, for example, I saw the article. New Zealand has now opened events of 100 people as of, I think, this week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm very optimistic, because it'll probably be a month or two until events and that start running again, which means I can run my own workshops again, of course. And I'll be looking for speakers again. So then I'll start getting speaking gigs.
Wonderful. So we're looking positive now. Great. If you
asked me that 2 months ago, I would have been probably crying and my mascara running, but now I'm good.
There's a reason why I didn't want to do research in the last 2 months, because I would get a biased response based on where we're all going through emotionally. And we've all gone through, I think, some emotions, whether both positive and negative, over the last 2 months that we've had to deal with in our lives.
Yeah.
Great. Where, if at all, does understanding your customers better or growing your customers base fit into your priorities?
Oh, absolutely critical. And again, I'm not just saying this because it's being recorded, but I genuinely mean this. It's like all the stuff you've taught me over the years. Whenever you've helped me with my research, is that that's how I told you before about how started last year, we moved on from marketing to influence and persuasion. that was based on what you just said. It was our customers. Is what happened. So I listen to my customers all the time. I talk to them every day.
Yeah.
To make that point, what happened was that our marketing was slowing down. And when people would join our community, I say, why are you joining our community? I want to become an influencer.
Yeah.
I want to get really good at persuading. No one was saying, I want to get great at marketing. No one said that.
Yeah.
They're all saying, I want to become an influencer like you. Okay. I started realizing, hang on, I'm not a marketing guy anymore. I'm now an influencer coach.
So simply by asking your customers that you talk to every day or through your events, asking them why they were there has helped you understand what your real core competence is and what they're looking for from you.
Beyond that, they'd actually tell me, right? And I know we've had this conversation off camera, but I'd always ask, as per my Microsoft sales training, my first question when I'm speaking to a new customer or a customer to be, I always say, what are you trying to do? The default Microsoft sales question.
Yeah.
And they'd always come back to me and say, well, Ed, I want to become an influencer like you. Yeah. No one said, I want to get good at marketing. No one said that. They're all saying, I want to become an influencer. I want to become an influencer. Okay. And or they'd say the P word, persuasion. I want to become really persuasive like you. And I'm like, okay, this is, I got to, as you're saying, this is what the market wants.
Yeah.
I can call myself this, but they're buying this. So I may as well call myself what they're buying.
Yeah. So what, if anything, because I heard that you say you talk to your customers every day. So you are doing research, I guess, a little bit more relaxed research every day.
Yeah. So
informal is the right word, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a way I would say. So I would say I do very little formal research. I don't you'll never see me send out a poll or a survey monkey.
Yeah.
However, every day I'm talking to at least 5 customers a day.
Yeah.
And they're telling me what's going on. Right. Yeah. So I found for me is that with the research, I haven't really seen the need to do the whole survey monkey thing because I'm talking to my customers all the time anyway. Yeah.
So you're getting a lot of benefits out just having conversations.
Yeah. And I don't sit there and say to a customer, well, Mildred from Florida, why are you working with me? I don't even, they just tell you straight up. They go, Ed, I just find it so inspirational. Ed, I've taken off on YouTube or LinkedIn. Yeah, look at this.
Okay.
So I found they tell me, I don't even have to ask. I just talk to them. They go, they tell me every day what they want. And I found everyone's saying the same thing. There's no contradiction.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying, they might use different words.
Yeah, but the meaning is the same.
Oh, the meaning's identical. They're all saying, Ed, I want to become a master persuader and influencer, and I want you to inspire me. That's pretty much what they're saying.
Fair enough. Is there anything that you don't understand about your customers or your potential future customers that you'd like to find out more about at this point in time?
Yeah, the bit that I've been really working on lately is how to improve the front-end conversion. So my focus lately has been, so my reach is that I hit at least 20,000 people a day. I grow at least 200 followers a day. So my reach and my follower growth is beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. The thing I've been working on is conversion, such as, so I've been running more webinars, speaking to more people. So the bit I've been trying to understand is what do people feel, sort of more their first impressions of me, and what is their customer journey? Like, how do they first experience me? What goes through their head? That's a bit I've been working on and understanding.
Yes, so we want to understand the journey of how people actually buy or make decisions in your category. And that's
I'm getting a lot closer, but I don't feel like I'm not 100%. I reckon I'm about 70% there. I'm not 100% there yet.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I'm just dropping off because I've heard this so many times that people are saying, oh, you just got to go to sell, and then they can't sell. But often it's because they haven't actually realized the journey that the person is on and how that journey actually unfolds itself and how to, in a nice way, impact them or help them along that journey.
Yeah. The thing I've learned, though, just on that, and this goes for you too, Kristine, this is the research that I found, and the sales result back it too. Yeah. So my research brought this up, but the sales results verify that I'm correct here, right? Yeah. And also industry practice for getting that. But what a lot of people do is 90% plus of our clients will come via a meetup or a live webinar. Same thing. They'll come via an event. They'll either come to our networking event, which we run on Zoom or face-to-face in Sydney, or they'll come to one of my educational webinars on Monday.
Yeah.
Probably 95% plus. Everyone does. And if they don't come, they'll watch a recording, right?
Yeah.
So pretty much 19 out of 20 clients will attend or watch a recording of an event.
Yeah.
And when I speak to them, they always tell me, Ed, I just watched this. Like, let's say they came live, right?
Yeah.
They'll just ring me up the next day, say, Ed, great webinar last night. I want to sign up. Awesome.
Yeah.
Or they'll watch a recording and they'll come back to me, Ed, I watched a recording. I'd love to sign up. Can I ask you a few questions? So I found in the customer journey, it's the events or live webinars that turn people into customers. So I've learned, in a way, I don't need to promote my products. If I promote the live webinars, then I get customers. And that's what I thought, and the results completely have validated that.
Yeah, so you want to convert them by getting them to listen to your webinars or come to your events, and that's where the magic happens.
Exactly. So let's say I get a lead in tomorrow from someone who's never been to one of my live webinars.
Yeah.
If I try and say sign up to my program, it's not going to happen, right? It probably won't. If I say, hey, why don't you come to a live webinar and see what come to my event on Thursday or Monday and check it out and see what you think. When they come to that, they'll go, they might even turn around and say, Ed, that wasn't for me, goodbye. Okay. Or they might turn around and go, Ed, that was awesome. You're the guy I want. How do I sign up? So I found it's the
experience. They need to have an experience of you, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, they need to have a long experience. Like, it can't just be watching a 1-minute video or do it on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
They got to watch it, like an hour. They got to really spend quite a bit of time there to really experience it.
Great. So what would you say is the biggest benefit of understanding your customers in your business?
Well, you get more sales. So through, obviously, as I was saying before, is like the whole webinar thing, running meetups, going from like a marketing sales guy to an influencer marketing guy.
Yeah.
That's made us a lot of money, and that's all come from listening to our customers. So I find the more you listen to your customers and you do what they want, is the more you're going to make, which is common sense. Like, you know, you don't want to be like one of those big companies that just does their own thing and we're awesome, buy my stuff. I
promise you they're out there. I've met them too. They're out there.
Yeah, if you don't buy our stuff, you're toxic and you're toxic fandom. It's not into that. It's sort of like, hey.
There are people out there who are so passionate about what they do, they really don't believe that customers can give them any input, especially if they see there's something that's new in the market.
Yeah. Whereas, putting on my Microsoft hat for the moment, which I always do, Microsoft is, they're always listening to customers, right? They're, everything is sort of like, even if they have a disaster, they won't blame it on the customers. They'll sit there and say, why was it a disaster? And then they'll try and do a better job.
Yeah, fantastic. Right. So what I want to do now is, for the remainder of us time, is I'm going to share my screen with you. And these are still very much in the beginning phase of development. They're obviously based on what I've experienced myself in the last 3 or 4 years we've known each other and done a lot of networking together.
Okay.
And also all the events I've gone to, plus the own events I run on my own meetup. But there's no right and wrong here. I want you to just tell me what comes out, what you think and feel spontaneously. And you can use your own experience in your own business, but you could also have a lot of experience of other small businesses and startups. So you can also project onto that in terms of what have you seen from them.
Okay, cool.
And all I want is literally just your immediate responses and then see what happens. Is that good? So I'm going to share the screen now.
Yeah. Looking at my PC now.
There we go. So before I'll just go to this slide first. I just wanted to ask you first, when it comes to businesses that you have experienced, small businesses, startups, what would you say are the biggest needs they have when it comes to understanding the customers? Where they're struggling when it comes to understanding the customers?
Well, a lot of them, if they're real early startups, they don't have enough customers to talk to get decent answers. So it's probably, I would say, the chicken and the egg issue. It's like, Ed, I don't have any customers yet.
Yeah.
How do I do research? Well, that's a tough one, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's easy for me to do research because I got hundreds of customers. Whereas if you
they don't even know how to do it when you're still looking for your potential target market.
Yeah, they don't have customers to ask, or as you said, they don't have the right customers from where they're going to us. So they don't have access to the information. So for me, I've got heaps of if I want to speak to my customers, I could ring up 10 people now, no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
Whereas 10 years ago, that's not going to happen. You didn't have any customers.
Yeah.
Nor would you know what questions to ask.
Don't know what to ask.
Yeah.
Not sure what to ask. Any other things you would say in terms of their needs? when they are a little bit further ahead in their business?
Yeah, I think when they're further ahead, they probably get a bit stuck like me. Their business plateau. Yeah, you might make a lot of it's happened to me. You make a lot of money, but then things start to plateau and slow down.
Yeah.
And you're sort of like, oh, you're missing the mark, but you don't know how. It's that don't know.
Don't know.
So what frustrated me a lot, pre-corona, by the way, is my business started slowing down a bit last year.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, I couldn't figure out what the problem was.
Yeah.
Whereas I figured it out over December, Christmas, and then my business started taking off again when I figured out the problem. So I think when things slow down, it's sort of like trying to understand you don't know what the problem, things aren't working, but you're not completely sure why.
Okay. And do you mind me asking what problem you figured out and how you figured it out?
Yeah, it was the webinar problem. So what happened to me is that over a period of time, our client generation started slowing down a lot last year, right? Yeah. And I was like, what the hell? Like I used to have people just coming to me out of nowhere, right?
Yeah. And
that started slowing down. And I realized for whatever reason, it's the webinars. It's actually the webinars and meetups that are making me successful.
Okay.
And again, as I was saying before, like 95% plus of our customers will at least listen to a recording before signing up. Very few sign up without doing that.
Okay, great. I'm now going to share with you just some of the ideas I had around what I've seen in my own experience, what our businesses needs when it comes to understanding the customers. And I've got to think about 7 of them, 6 on there. And I just want you to tell me if any of them resonate with you or sounds like true to you. And you can tell me yes, all of them, or none of them.
Okay, cool.
So here they are. Do you want me to read them out? Are you comfortable reading them yourself?
I can read them out. Sounds good.
Okay.
So do I pick the ones that
resonate, that you think is the most relevant?
Okay, so out of all 7, pick the one that I agree with.
Out of the 6, yeah.
Okay, cool. Or 6, sorry. To build meaningful customer relationships for life. That makes perfect sense to me.
Great. Any others?
I'll also like to identify the real opportunity in the market and proof of business idea.
Okay, fantastic. What do you think are the main barriers for people getting to know the customers? You've already touched on this already, but is there any thing you would just say this is the main reason they are not doing the research?
Yeah, I think it's a matter of, I think they may not understand the importance of the research. They don't have a clear, like for example, you've mentored me before, Kristine.
I'm not sure I have, but thank you for saying that.
You actually have without realizing. You've actually mentored me a lot without realizing. So what I mean is that you're preaching to the choir right now. I'm one of your converted.
I understand.
But before even though I come from a marketing background, I think understanding the value of research can be difficult at times. You may not just think it's that important. Yeah. So you don't add it to your to-do list. And I think the second one is, as I was saying before, you may not have enough customers. You may not have any customers to ask. Yeah. Or the third one is you don't have customers from your target. You got customers, but not the right ones from your target market. Yeah. To give you the answers you need.
So we haven't identified the target market completely. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you've identified it, but you don't know anyone in there, or you're just weak in there. You got no one to talk to.
Okay.
Or let me phrase it. Or at least you think that. I'm not saying you do, but you think. You believe you've got no one to talk to. It may not be true.
Great. These are some of the ones I have come across, and I'll just read them out, and you can tell me, there's probably some of them you already covered, but we'll just see. I'm not sure how customer insights will add value to the brand or business. I think you mentioned that already.
Yeah, number 1. Yeah, I totally agree with that one. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no budget or money set aside for customer research.
I suppose market research can be free, though. If it's just you ringing up 10 people, it's free.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
We don't, although I'm not sure everyone knows that. We don't have time to do research with customers. This is just what I've heard.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay. We don't know how to do our own research, nor do we want to. We'd rather pay someone to do it for us.
Yeah, I've heard that one a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. They don't like to do it themselves. Yeah. I feel uncomfortable doing my own research. What if they don't like the idea?
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Yeah. I believe my business idea will be successful. I don't think I need to test it with customers.
I've never heard that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a very foolish, conceited thing to say. I've never heard that one. Yeah.
We're already successful in business, so why bother with customer insight?
Yeah, I've heard that one actually.
Yeah.
But then I usually get a phone call a year later when their sales are dropping. So
fair enough.
That's a temporary dangerous.
That's more temporary. I already feel I know my potential customers.
I haven't heard that one. No.
Okay, excellent. The next thing I'm not going to show you that. I'm going to show you my brand positioning.
Cool.
And just tell me what you think and what comes to mind. Association, thoughts, feelings, imagery when you see this. Kristine Bell, Customer Connector.
Do you mean colours or more the idea?
The idea of Customer Connector.
I love it. Yeah, I love the idea.
Okay, tell me about that.
Yeah, the only problem I've got though is, do you sound like a networking coach a little bit?
Yes, could be.
Yeah, because if you say Customer Connector, does that mean you provide me with leads, referrals, and networking opportunities?
Could be that you think so. Is there anything else that comes to mind?
Yeah, this is coming across as more of a networking coach.
Okay.
So,
what do you think?
I don't know if you want to.
Yeah. What do you think I meant? But what do you think what I meant by? Because first you loved it. So what did you love about it when you first saw it?
Well, I got the idea. I'm a bit biased because we're personal friends off camera.
Okay, so you know what I do.
Yeah, so I liked it. Okay, so we're personal friends off camera, right?
Yeah.
So I liked it because I knew you, right?
Yeah.
But where my dislike immediately kicked in was, that's not you, Kristine, because that's giving the vibe of a networking coach.
So let me see what I meant by this. Kristine Bell, Customer Connector, helping brands and businesses to create a meaningful connection to customers and build relationships for life.
Yeah, the problem I got with that one is you sound like a designer now.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're coming across more as a networker graphic designer.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's my reservation. So
okay.
I know you're a researcher and I'm well aware of that.
Yeah.
So I suppose looking at it from the point of view of you as a researcher, I think that's giving more of a design networking vibe, which is not you.
So when I say helping brands and businesses to create a meaningful connection to customers and help build relationships for life.
Yeah, networking coach.
Still sounds like networking.
Yeah, you're coming across, like, for example, if you used a word like you don't even have the word research or customer insights in there, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah,
no, I don't have that in. I guess from my perspective is research for me is a tool. I'm a strategist by 20 years of strategy. So I don't want to come to a place where it's just a tool I'm giving away. There's a lot more to insights and opportunities.
Yeah, I would say the word strategy there. You know what I mean? So you might say, I'm saying this for argument's sake. You might say strategic customer connector. Got it. That makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Because when you say customer connector, I guarantee your reaction will be,
yes,
can you give me some referrals?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Whereas if you say strategic customer connector, no, I help you with the strategy through insights and research. So yeah.
Yeah, excellent. That makes total sense. So thank you very much for that. It's been such a fine line for me to find that place between I use a tool that's really, really useful, but it's only useful if you use it for strategy. Yeah,
so I think, what I would do is putting on my marketing hat here for the moment, I would say something like, you might say, if you have the word strategic or even customer insights in there, you'll be fine. You won't have that problem.
Okay.
So I'm going to use a more acting term here, but you got to typecast yourself correctly.
Yeah.
So I know you get that. I'm just saying this more for the audience.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, as long as you typecast correctly, so people know you're accurate about what you do. So again, you're not a networking coach or a logo designer.
No.
You're a strategist researcher.
Yeah. Great, excellent. So here's some of the brand promises I've come up with, and I just wanted to see if any of these resonates with you.
Cool.
Sure. Yeah. Do you want me to read them out?
Yeah, read them out. Okay. Read them out.
So turning insights into opportunities that grow brands and businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Turning insights into opportunities that build customers for life. Building enduring customer relationships and brand affinity to spark business growth. Connecting deeper with your customers to drive affinity and growth. And then there's a longer one at the end, which is more of a statement. Connections and curiosity open us up to new insights and opportunities. Ideas and strategy help us get there.
I like build customers for life. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Any others that you like?
Not really. No, it's sort of, I felt they all kind of missed slightly, but I like the second one.
Okay. So why did the other...
Yeah, the other ones didn't hit me at all.
Okay.
No.
Why did they miss?
I'll go through them. Turning insights into opportunities that grow brands and businesses.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, but it just didn't excite me. It's sort of like,
Okay.
you're going to grow your brand. It's too general. It's
Okay.
not powerful enough. The
Okay.
second one, I think, is getting there.
Okay.
So third one, brand affinity. I come from a marketing background, and I'm not even sure what brand affinity means. Like,
Okay.
it's too technical.
Okay.
And actually, for the sake of the audience, I've actually got a postgrad in marketing from Monash University.
Yeah.
And even that technical talk didn't work on me. So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Connect with your customers deeper. I don't know about that. It just don't care.
Yeah. Okay.
The other one sounded like something you'd have on a Qantas website.
Yes.
No one actually cares. We're all about connections and discovery, and I love Qantas, by the way. But you know what I mean. It just sounded. It
is funny. I picked it up on someone's website and I changed it just to see how that works.
It sounds like something you'd hear from, and I love HR. With respect to our HR clients, it sounds like something you'd hear out of HR.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's not persuasive. It sounds like a corporate line.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So what I do is consultancy. Obviously, at the moment, I'm working for big businesses. I was thinking the problem I've had with small businesses is they can't really afford me. But what I thought I could offer potentially is, rather than me doing a whole project on my own for them and then just coming in to deliver the results, I could show them hands-on, work with them on one project. And in that way, not only would I give them the insights and my strategic ability, but they also actually get a hands-on understanding of how to do it themselves in the future.
I like it. I think it's really good.
Okay,
I think if someone can afford it and you're training them, I think that works out well. Works out well.
So you're going to get the whole experience together with me, and then you can take it yourself and do it for other things.
Yeah, I think it's ironically, now I'm not a market researcher, but I've actually helped a lot of my clients do research and go over their survey monkeys.
Yes, fantastic.
So I think it's good. Yeah, if someone can't afford you to do it, yeah, of course you educate them on how to do it. I think that's a very good move.
Okay, I'm conscious of time. Do you have another 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Great. Also, what I'm developing now is I'm considering, and I'm still tweaking this, is 1 to 3 day workshops and think tank offers. So this could be that with your internal core business team. So if you're a small business and you have, let's say, 40 employees, you might choose that 10 of them are really important for them to understand their customers. So you want them in the workshop together.
Yep.
Alternatively, it could be, which is what I have in my meetup, is I might have 6 business founders coming, and it could be for them. So similar to some of the workshops you do, you have 6 to 8 business founders coming in, and that could be a workshop for them.
Yeah, I agree with both of them. I think I do the same thing, so I couldn't agree more. It works. So.
And then I've also had, which has come up quite a bit from people who come to my meetup, they would like the idea of coaching, and that could either be individual or they would like a small team coaching. So it could be that I have 5 people on a team and we do it every 2 weeks for 2 hours over 3 and 4 months, and they get to know each other. So it's not just me supporting, but they actually support each other.
Yeah, no, I agree. All of them are already being done in the marketplace, so that's fine. I mean, I agree with all of that. The only thing I'd add to that is look at, Teachable, like an online program. That works very well too.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Great. Yeah. So here are some of the potential workshop training or coaching offer headlines. So they're just headlines. I'll read them out to you and then just see if any of them resonates with you. How to identify the real customer opportunity and clarify your niche, including the proof of your business ideas. So this is helping you to pivot faster or potentially fail faster, but at least you're not going to waste your money.
Okay. Yeah.
How to profile your customers and build relationships for life. A lot of people I've met, they actually have an idea of their customers, but not really. So helping them profile them in a way that's actually going to give them insights that will help them make decisions and give them opportunities. And then this is probably a bit more of the longer one in terms of getting a customer-centric roadmap to brand and business growth.
Yeah, I like the first two, I think. The first two work.
Yeah.
Not sure about customer-centric roadmap. Not sure about that. So
this is more strategy. So it could be that you're 2 years into your business, and mostly what I've found, including my own businesses, and I've heard from you, is we evolve over time. Our business evolve. So we have a strategy at the beginning, but we actually have to keep evolving that strategy and then making it customer-centric.
Yeah, if you said maybe, I know what you mean. I like it now you've said that. Maybe if you said, pivot, changing strategy, resparking growth. I know what you mean. Yeah. So now you've said that, I like it. I just didn't
Okay.
understand it.
No, fair enough. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's is where we get more out.
Yeah, because you would say that's what I did at the start of last year.
And that possibly fits with the fourth one, which might be similar then, is how to identify new growth opportunities and co-create them with your customers.
I don't know about that one. I'm not completely, what do you mean by that? I'm not sold on that one at all.
So when you're in a business, you go, okay, let me see, things change all the time in the market. So you may need to always look out for new opportunities. I think often businesses end up just going, I have my idea, I'm selling it. But to keep being sustainable and keep growing, you have to look for new opportunities all the time, especially in a changing market. And then the idea is that rather than you just, here's my idea, I'm going to implement it and sell it, is actually, let's look at this idea I have, but let's then get insights from the customers to help co-create it with them.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not persuaded on that one, because I suppose it's not your job. I don't know. I probably disagree on that one, because it's not your job to, I'm probably wrong, by the way, but I'll say it anyway. But I don't see it. It's not your customer's job to help you to create offers. It's not their job. That's your job. It's your job to understand them, and then you create it.
Yeah.
So I kind of see I don't see it as their problem.
No, it's not their problem, but there's a lot of benefits in co-creating, which a lot of the big businesses do. So when they have new innovation, often what we do is we run workshops where you have, let's say, 10 clients, and we have about 40 consumers coming in, and it takes place over a day or two, and we show them some ideas and they build on them.
Okay, that I agree with. I just don't like the word, probably, okay, I think what you said is awesome. It's like a beta program, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think what you said is awesome. That's just, co-create didn't give me that meaning.
Okay, it's so interesting, because some people just love the word co-create, and that's what actually attracts them, and other people goes, I don't understand that.
Yeah. I suppose I can answer that one. I'll give you a marketer's answer on that one.
Yeah.
You need to use language that everyone can understand.
Yes.
So I would say, if your language is unless you don't want those people to be your customers, if your language is, if people aren't understanding your language, that's bad.
Yeah.
So my response would be, can you think of a better, because I think the idea is awesome.
Yeah.
It's just that those words you put on that on this page don't tell me that idea. So
fair enough.
I think you need to use more common language and less marketing technical jargon. I think you'll be better off.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah.
And here's just some webinar ideas, including the online courses. How to pivot your business by servicing your customers' needs better than your competitors.
Yeah, I like that one. It's good.
How to identify the real consumer opportunity. Yeah. We talked about that one. And then obviously we talked about the third one, which I haven't even spelled correctly, I can see. So we'll leave that one. Okay, so the last one is for the online course specifically. What I've heard is the idea of the DIY guides on how to do this kind of research that I do all the time. So this is very research orientated. Here's how you can do it without big budget and without having to do big quantitative studies.
I actually like that whole page. That's got me. That whole page has got me.
Wonderful. Great. Yeah. That's it.
Even though you've used the word co-create there,
yeah,
you've used it in that sentence. It actually makes sense, because you've said it's in context. Because you've said new growth and opportunities for your customers, I know what co-create now means.
Okay, excellent. So it's just clarification.
Yeah. So it's not the word co-create I got a problem with. It was probably the context on the last slide. Like, here it's in context, whereas the last page, I don't think it was in context, which is why it threw me off.
Yeah, no, that's so good. And by having a conversation, I understand so much more in terms of what resonates and doesn't. So that's really useful. So my last question, I understand I'm 5 minutes late now, is anything else? You do know me personally, but if there's anything from what you've seen today where you say, Kristine, I really think you should do this, what would you recommend?
Yeah, I'm going to give you a very common answer I give to everyone, right?
Oh, bless.
I think, and you're gonna hate me for this, but I'll say it anyway. Deep down, you're going to resent me forever, but I'll say it anyway. I think you've done enough research now.
Yeah.
I think it's time for you to start doing it, because that ongoing field response will help you get there.
Yes.
So I
love that. I do love that. I'm not going to resent you for that. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, I think
that's what we're working towards.
You might be slightly over baking the potato now.
Could be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So,
I'm going to continue to finish this research because it's giving you great insights and really helping me in terms of what people, how to best execute.
Yeah, please finish. Like, what I mean is spend another week or two on it, maybe. Not like 3 months doing it, if you know what I mean.
No, totally hear you, because I can continue forever with that. Because that's sometimes when we're too scared to step up, we just keep doing this.
It's not, my thinking is maybe do another research for a bit of research for a week or two. And when you're hearing the same stuff over and over again, then I'd go for it. Otherwise you could spend 6 months doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think there's also, what this helps me is to prioritize where to start first, because I can't just launch everything right now. Like that's hard.
I start with the webinar series. I just start doing the webinars because webinars are a great opportunity for research, because I've done this before. I've done webinar topics where no one books in.
Yeah.
And I've done webinar topics where 200 people book in.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the ultimate research. That if you do webinar topic, no one comes. Webinar topic, 100 people book in. There's your research done.
And I also think once you've done it, it's so good to, which I've done in my meetups, is to get feedback on it, to see what really resonated and what they got out of it, because that tells you how you can best help them.
Yeah. So my take is, I think do another week or two of research, and then launch your webinars, because I'm putting on my go-to webinar hat here now. I'm going to sound like a go-to webinar rep. Did you know that live webinars are a great opportunity to do research and get closer to your customers? Well, they are at go-to webinar. No, but they actually, I don't know if you know, they actually say that. So go-to webinar actually say webinars are not only just good for selling, it's good for understanding your customers better.
Absolutely, because anything we do, we should always keep getting feedback, because it helps you evolve it further. And to think that we get our things 100% right the first time, it's lucky if we do, but often we don't.
Yeah. So I think my advice to you is do another week or two of research and then launch your webinars.
Sounds like a good plan. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time today. You got anything else? Are we all good?
No, I just want to say thank you for the research, and of course as well, saying obviously this is being recorded for our audience around the world. If you've watched us this long, I want to say you're an amazing person. If you've dropped off now, I don't blame you. But if you're still here, bless your amazing heart. You are a patient, awesome character.
Well, hopefully it wasn't too boring, and hopefully people can learn from it as well. That is the idea of sharing it, really.
Yeah. And I just say one more thing as well. Again, this is more the fact it's being recorded. Everyone, Kristine Bell's a great personal friend of mine, a top market researcher. She is a brilliant lady. She's taught me a lot of things. So please get in contact with her on LinkedIn as well. Amazing lady is Kristine Bell.
Oh, thank you so much, Ed. I really appreciate it. And I've learned a lot from you too. So thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you, Kristine. And thank you, everyone. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Take care. Speak to you soon.
Yeah, pleasure. Thanks again. Send me the recording and I'll talk to you soon.
Will do. Absolutely. Take care. Bye.